The developments that have happened in the court today, with the Supreme Court saying that it won't entertain any intervening applications, it also include yours. So will you be waiting for your turn to speak in the court now?
Well, the Supreme Court has already ruled in the first hearing that they will hear me, but they will hear me last because mine is not an intervening petition in the property dispute. It's this is the Supreme Court itself which converted my writ petition that I have a fundamental right to pray, where faith tells me Ram was born. And they said, we are directing the registry to make you an intervener in the main matter. So the Supreme Court in the first hearing said they'll hear me last. Furthermore, there was an earlier SLP which was part of the proceedings in 1996 between Hashmi and Devkinandan Agarwal, who was a noted lawyer of Allahabad, and he died. So the Supreme Court made me a replacement for him. So I'm already a party through that.
Yes.
The question came up when some
prominent citizens,
socialites or whatever you call them, prominent citizens, liberals, they wanted to intervene, and they quoted me as the person who, despite being an intervener, was able to get the case listed. Not the parties didn't get it listed, but the intervener got it listed. In that context, they said we are not taking any more
then what happens
interveners.
To what happens
and
to
I don't think it has anything to do with me.
So what happens to the petition of Shia Waqf Board, which has been saying that the land on which the temple is built, in fact Babri Mosque was built, was theirs? So far they have not been a party in this case.
Okay, but they are not interveners. They want to replace the Shia Waqf Board. They want to replace the Sunni Waqf Board. They're saying we are the real people. They're saying we are the real people, not the Sunnis. The Sunnis are imposters. And so therefore their issue will be taken up at the very end.
But sir, what we have seen and what the Supreme Court said today, it has essentially said that no evidence at this stage, which means essentially to go back to the Allahabad High Court ruling of 2:1 majority ruling, that land be partitioned among three parties. Right. Do you think if that is the evidence on which the Supreme Court is deciding on, so the conclusion will be same but will not be different?
The fundamental conclusion of the Allahabad High Court was that the Sunni Waqf Board has no title claim to the land. Then they said that as far as the Hindu parties are concerned, there were two of them, the Khada and the Ram Janmabhoomi Nyas. And they said that each of the three Gumbas, they will each get one. The middle one will be where Ram Lala was born, which is Ram Janmabhoomi Nyas Samitis. And the other one on the right of that would go to the Akhada. The third one, they said, we believe this should be given to the Muslims to create harmony. They didn't say to the Shia Waqf Board. They said to the Muslims.
Sunni
but
Waqf
that
Board,
was not a property decision.
Sunni Waqf Board.
Yeah, excuse me, the Sunni Waqf Board. Yeah, Sunni Waqf Board. They didn't say it to the Sunni Waqf Board. They said to the Muslims of India for creating an atmosphere of harmony, but it was not a decision on the property. The decision on the property is totally against the Sunni Waqf Board.
Okay, but tell me...
And totally in favor of the Hindu temples.
But sir, tell me, there is another round of track 2 that is going on. In fact, it happened today itself by Shri Ravi Shankar where he met, several prominent Muslim leaders and scholars as well. Who has given him this mandate?
That I don't know, but he is eminent enough to have given himself the mandate. He is highly respected. He is welcomed everywhere. But I will say that is too late in the day. The court proceedings have started, and the Muslim parties in the case want a decision of the court. They say we can't settle out of the court, nor can we come with a consent order because our community will be suspicious.
Absolutely,
and therefore we want a court order.
So you are essentially saying that an out-of-court settlement is not at all possible now, but there have been several such efforts that have been
That's
made.
right.
Do you think Sri Sri Ravi Shankar should perhaps stop these track 2 that he is doing?
That is for him to decide what he wants to do with his time. And he is well intentioned, that's all. But as far as this settlement of this dispute is concerned, it will have no bearing at all except to create an atmosphere that let us end this whole thing.
But why is he trying to create this atmosphere, sir? He also visited Ayodhya.
Well, he has done it so many times. He tried he went to Sri Lanka and tried to negotiate between LTT and the Sri Lankan government. I was of the view that the Sri Lankan government should eliminate them, exterminate them, which is ultimately what happened. But he did try to work a compromise. He has gone all over the world in many places where he is, because of his eminence, he is accepted as a party to discuss.
Dr. Swamy,
but nothing ever comes out of it, because when a dispute...
Dr. Swamy, you wanted day-to-day hearing. The Supreme Court has said that modalities will be finalized only after the pleading is complete. Do you think that a solution will be arrived at before the 2019 Lok Sabha election, sir?
You missed the most important development today, and that was that the Muslim parties today said that they also want a day-to-day hearing. Now, Mr. Kapil Sibal is no more in the reckoning of arguments. They've got a new lawyer called Raju Ramachandran, and they all said that they also favor a day-to-day hearing and would like to see it settled before the year 2018 is over.
All right, Dr. Swamy, always a pleasure to have you on my show. Thanks so much for joining us on Epicentre this evening. Let me get my other guests now. Sabha Naqvi is a